It was a lost weekend for the White Sox. No games due to bad weather in Minneapolis have the Southsiders hungry for some baseball. The A's are just happy to be home after an 8-game trip. The offense continues to roll for the Athletics, and 3 games versus a team that hasn't seen the diamond in 4 days might just be what the green and gold needs to get a winning streak going. It's game 1 of 3, A's, White Sox, next. Well, the A's are back home to start a 6-game homestand. It is a cold night here at the Coliseum as we get set for the first of 3. Daniel Migman's going to get the baseball for the Athletics. It's the A's and the White Sox coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So the Chicago White Sox, we're seeing them for the first time, a team that has quite a bit of young talent, but a team that may not be quite ready to win just yet. They're 4-8 on the year, and of course the big story with the White Sox, the last time they played was Thursday in Minneapolis, and then the snow came, so they have had 3 straight days off. They're not scoring a lot, but they do have some power, and this is a team that last year lost 95 games. Joined now by my broadcast partner, Ray Fosse. And Ray, White Sox may struggle this year. I think the future is very, very bright. They have a terrific minor league system, but right now, young guys who are going to have some good moments, and they're going to struggle some.
You know, Kev, I think the White Sox are doing it the right way. You start, you build from within, and they're doing that. They've made some good trades. They've got some good young players, and they may lose now, but they will be contending in the Central Division of the American League not too far in advance. And I think the same goes for the Athletics, so it should be a good series against really 2 very good young ball clubs.
And it'll be Daniel Migman starting for the Athletics. He'll be making his 4th start. Last start, he got his first win of the year. He beat the Dodgers. For more on him, let's go downstairs to Dallas Braden. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing well, guys, and that's right. Migman finally off the schneid for the year. And look, this is a guy who obviously the beginning of the season hasn't worked out quite the way he'd like to see it go. But one thing that you pay attention to, one thing to look for Migman, I'd like to see him get through the 1st and 2nd innings unscathed. Those are innings in which the hitters are batting over 300 against him. In innings 4, 5, 6, they're hitting 215, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they're hitting 215 or less. So I'd like to see him get through that 1st inning. Obviously some defensive miscues behind him as well. If he can bear down and really attack the zone and keep his team in the ballgame, these are strides moving forward for Migman and the Oakland staff that we'd like to see.
Thanks, Dallas. Lineup's first pitch coming up next. It's the A's and the White Sox, first of 3 from the Coliseum. Stick around.
California is brought to you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, game time, weather temperature at 49 degrees, humidity at 65%. Got a little bit of a wind of 20 miles per hour, but bottom line, it's a little bit cool. Daniel Mingden on the mound trying to pick up his first win at home. He's pitched extremely well on the road. He does not think about what he's doing at home versus on the road. And tonight, it will be something that he will try to accomplish tonight as we take a look at the starting lineups for the Chicago White Sox. It's Moncada, Garcia, and Abreu, top three. Abreu, of course, an outstanding first baseman. Davidson, Delmonico, Castillo, and the bottom third, Sanchez, Anderson, and Engel make up the lineup for the Chicago White Sox. And for the pitchers, it is, of course, Daniel Mingden pitching for the Athletics, a record of 1-2. The win coming in his last start against the Dodgers down in Los Angeles. Got a chance to hit, got a chance to pick up a hit, and a run-scoring hit for him. So I'll see if he can continue that tonight in the game here against the White Sox. And Mingden facing Moncada, and first pitch of the game is a base hit to right field for outstanding young second baseman for the Chicago White Sox. Mingden, of course, does not take much time when he's on the mound. He usually sets himself quickly, gets the ball, and he's ready to pitch as soon as the batter gets in the batter's box. And for the White Sox, as my partner said, they had not played in 3 games. Snowed out in Minneapolis for 3 games. They did play Thursday. That's their last game. So it's Avisail Garcia, right fielder, hitting for the Chicago White Sox.
Thought you sounded great, Ray.
Oh, hey, partner. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Late to the party.
Yeah.
Listen,
Fixed a little audio situation up here.
I was wondering. I heard you, but I couldn't hear you in my headset. But
you knew what I was saying, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Moncada with the leadoff single. So what you're saying is that the White Sox are well rested and
they
probably
are.
Jones into play.
That's a good way to put it. But you know, you are right, because they have not had a chance to play. And I think you described it perfectly in our open, in that this is a heat wave for them. After 3 games that were snowed out. It's Rick Renteria, the manager. He's with the Chicago Cubs, moved to the south side. And a fiery manager, Renteria.
Not a long move.
Nope.
Yeah, if we say it's a chilly night, and it is a chilly night at the ballpark, right? The coldest night of the year so far. But if we say that to anybody from the White Sox, they're going to just tell us we should probably just be quiet.
Well, they have to endure the cold weather on the south side anyway. I mean, it's cold. The windy city, not because of the wind, but it's still windy. But I think they're just happy to be on the field.
Yep. 1-0 to Avisail Garcia with Abreu waiting in the on-deck circle. Moncada runs. Lucroy's throw is not quite in time. Yohan Moncada with the stolen base.
Now Lucroy got rid of it quickly, but just to the shortstop side. If it's on the bag, similar to what happened in Seattle, it's a different story. But the fact that Maurer had to go back to the shortstop side, bring it back, and try to tag out Moncada, who was sliding head first, not able to get the tag down quickly enough.
So now a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Abreu is the on-deck hitter. Garcia hitting .250. He's got a home run, 3 RBIs. Timeout called. Looked like it may have been called by Lucroy.
Yes, it was, and that's a good thing to do, because at times you'll see catchers at one time would ask the pitcher to back off. Well, you do that, you could also create a balk, and instead of
In the case of Lucroy, he asked the home plate umpire for time. That kills the play. So no matter what the pitcher does at that time, it's immaterial.
Canna in center field, shaded over toward right center. And Garcia hits one toward the right side. Lowry shuffles a couple steps to his right. So Garcia is retired, but a productive out. Quick look at the A's defense right now. It's Joyce in left, Canna in center, Piscotty's in right, Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olson on the infield with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching.
And as always this time of the game, first inning, infield is playing back. So for Abreu, who is a very good hitter, just put the ball in play, except pitcher to first base, got a chance to drive in a run.
Big Jose Abreu. So first pitch just a touch inside. The umpires tonight, that is Mike DeMero. Chad Whitson is at first, Mark Wegner is at second, and Bill Miller is at third. That is Mark Wegner, who is the crew chief. 3 homers, 6 RBIs for Jose Abreu. And a good swing at that one. The White Sox, note that really jumped out about the White Sox. They're not scoring a lot of runs early. They've scored 48 runs in 12 games. As a team, they're hitting 162 with runners in scoring position. 3 for their last 47. That's hard to do.
Well, that's hard to believe that a team actually, you just, it is hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty good lineup, especially this part of the lineup.
And that one's inside. I always thought hitting with runners in scoring position, it goes both ways. It can become contagious if you're rolling along. But I think teams know when they're struggling in that area, and then guys start to press a little bit more and more, and then it gets worse. Sometimes it just takes one big hit to get out of it, but it has been an issue big time for the White Sox through their first 12 games. And here's an opportunity for Jose Abreu, who is their best RBI man. One of the better ones in all of baseball.
It's an even better opportunity for Mingden here to continue to tie up Abreu, who Mingden has struggled, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast. He struggled early on in the first inning. ERA around 6 in the first inning.
All right, now with the infield coming in with 2 strikes on Abreu, and maybe thinking that he'll shorten up and hit a ground ball, but trying to take away a run, especially with 2 strikes. They were willing to give the White Sox a run before that.
And he did. He chased it. Lucroy takes a quick look over to third, and that's a big strikeout.
That is a huge strikeout. Great block by Jonathan Lucroy, and then make sure that the runner at third, Mercado, did not come down the line too far. So the big man, Abreu, with a curveball, and that's a good pitch for Daniel Mingden. He was going after the ball, but a great job by Jonathan Lucroy, just smothering the ball, keeping it close enough as he was looking at third to see what the runner was doing. Coming down the line, made sure that he was not, and then a quick throw to first base, and that's a huge out, especially for Daniel Mingden and his curveball.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's Matt Davidson. That one almost hit Davidson. Big Matt Davidson. Off to a good start. He's got 5 home runs, lots of power. Strikes out a lot.
Pretty good exit velocity.
Yeah, good exit velocity. That's what we hear anyway. So 5 homers. He's got a double. He's also struck out 16 times in 38 at bats. Matt Davidson.
Now, pitcher always has a tough time with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. Mingden accomplished that by getting the out, and now he has to get Davidson to really make it a very good inning.
Moncada opened the game with a single, stole the base, now at third with 2 outs. Big swing by Davidson. Matt Davidson, 6'3", 230 pounds. He was a big prospect with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks traded him to Chicago for Addison Reed heading into the 2014 season. Good swing there by Davidson. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So 2-2. Migden trying to work out of a first inning jam.
We can see Lucroy there going to the curveball. He threw 16 last time out, 5 whiffs. We've seen 1 thus far early from Abreu.
Nice block by Lucroy, saved a run.
Now, Jonathan Lucroy, in a time that he's been with the Athletics, has proven, and also to the pitchers, that you throw it, I'll block it. And granted, not everyone's going to be blocked, but curveball, smothered it as he did with Abreu at the plate. He doesn't have to give in to Davidson. He knows he has the power. And he's not. Assuming those exterior signs were meaningless.
3-2 pitch is rolled foul.
See, that one was more of a throw it for a strike instead of a chase that he had with Abreu. Different count with Abreu. But sometimes you have to commit to throwing the ball and throwing it hard and try to get a chase. If you have any sort of an off-speed type of a breaking pitch, it does allow the hitter to adjust and maybe not swing at the pitch.
So another 3-2 coming up to Matt Davidson. And he missed outside. So Davidson walks first and third, 2 outs for Nicky Delmonico.
You know, Foss, you make a great point. We've talked about this at length. It already feels like about the confidence that it can instill in a pitcher to be able to bounce that ball with 2 strikes. But more importantly for this young pitching staff, what it can do is in moments like that, in an at-bat like that, instead of going with that heater, double, maybe even triple up, have the confidence to bury that pitch. This is where a young pitcher can grow with a veteran behind the plate.
So here is Delmonico, left-handed hitter. And the first pitch is popped up. Lucroy flips away the mask. And Lucroy hangs on.
Help!
A little breezy up there. So Migden gets out of it. White Sox strand a pair. A's come to bat when we come back.
Chicago White Sox. It is Ronaldo Lopez who is making the start. And he is a pitcher that the A's have not seen, so it should be interesting. He's got an assortment of pitches that the A's know about because Adam Roden, the video coordinator, made sure that they got a chance to see all the pitches because of the video coordinator's job. They also have the scouting report from Darren Lewis. But fastball, He will get it up in the upper 90s. It's a cut fastball, 2 and 4 seam. Curveball, slider, changeup. So a lot of signs that his catcher has to put down to see if he can get them correct.
Big fastball is what they tell him.
Big.
So Matt Joyce steps in.
But he better move, because if it's straight, it's going to get hit.
Well, guys, just for context, 57 fastballs last time out, 7 swing and misses on that, 32 sliders. So you can get a steady dose of the heater and the slider.
First pitch to Joyce is a little bit low.
And he's got a veteran catcher catching him. That should help any young pitcher, as we've noted with Jonathan Lucroy for Wellington Castillo.
Joyce fouls it straight back. So 1-1 the count. Joyce hit .222, couple of home runs.
You know, Darren Boischier's hitting coach made a point tonight about facing somebody that the team has never seen. And you can do all the scouting. We've talked about this, all the scouting reports you want in the video, but what you do in the dugout, what the players talk about, what you do in the on-deck circle, try to pick up a release point. But the most important thing is settle in the batter's box and see if you can learn something that way. And maybe the second time through, if it doesn't work the first, then second time through the batting order could be beneficial to the Athletics since they have not seen it.
So Lopez deals, and the fastball, not a fastball actually.
And one of the things to pay attention to, especially as a hitter when you're facing a guy for the first time, is to pay attention to the at-bats before you and get a look at what he's going with 2 strikes, what he's going with if it's a 2-out count, and how he's getting back into the count. These are things that you can pay attention to as far as patterns or comfortability are concerned with an arm that you're not familiar with.
So full count to Matt Joyce with Simeon to follow, and then Lowry here in the bottom of the first. A's just back from the 3-5 road trip. So their first homestand they went 3-5. First road trip they went 3-5. So overall 6-10 so far.
And already in the first 16 games, you can start saying, well, this one could have been one, that one could have been one. So there's already those games that you're talking about. Shalmanai has been outstanding in his 4 starts.
In the air, right center, and nobody's going to get it. And it gets between the 2 outfielders, rolls toward the warning track, and Joyce is going to be at second.
That was a one-hand swing.
It looked like he may have been out in front a little bit, but didn't matter.
Well, it was a fastball outside and really just protecting, able to break the ball to right center field. And to be honest, I thought he was going to hang up long enough to be caught. And then all of a sudden, it's in the middle of both.
Engel is a very, very good center fielder. He just could not quite get that one. So leadoff double, here's Marcus Simeon. Third double of the year for Joyce, so see if the A's can execute and get a run in. White Sox got a runner to third in the first inning with 1 out, but could not get him home.
Hey, I got to go talk to the pitcher because that was a cross-up on the first pitch. You could watch Castillo, and he's a veteran catcher, but the way he caught the curveball, he definitely wasn't looking for it.
And what a surprise, Ray. There's a runner at second base.
That's right. Mound visit number 1. Now, let me tell you something. It's going to be the second time with a runner at second. But meanwhile, that was a serious cross-up. Fortunately, he caught it.
White Sox defensively, Delmonico is in left field. Engel in center, Garcia in right. Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, and Abreu on the infield. And Wellington Castillo is your catcher.
Castillo took a couple of steps toward the mound, looked over to Rick Renteria and said, "Got to go."
Got to go. Yep. I know it's early, but I can't help it.
And you know, the curveball wasn't that bad of a pitch, but when a catcher catches it awkwardly, and it's obviously a cross-up, then it's hard for an umpire to call it a strike.
So 2-0 the count. Marcus Simeon at 261. He's got a homer and 9 RBIs. Shoots that one foul. Marcus was 3 for 13 in the series over the weekend up in Seattle.
They got a couple of singles off of the man he's hit a lot of home runs against, Felix Hernandez. Kuip, we always like to look at the outfields of different teams. Look where Avisail Garcia is playing in right field.
Yeah, look how shallow Engel, the center fielder, is playing.
They're all shallow, which is surprising, and still the ball that Joyce hit to right center was able to fall in between them.
Popped up on the infield, so Marcus Semien will not be happy with that at bat. It's going to be Anderson, the shortstop, who grabs it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And here's a very hot hitter in Jed Lowry.
Batting third, second baseman.
Lowry's got his average all the way up to 348. Did a lot of damage this weekend. 5 for 12 in that series with a home run.
Guys, if you're Oakland, the last 2 hitters are who you'd like to see with runners on base in scoring position. Lowry hitting 438 with runners in scoring position. The aforementioned Semien 625. So right guys at the right spot.
And the A's as a team hitting 264 with runners in scoring position. Not bad numbers.
I mean, we talk about timely hitting all the time, and Foss can speak to passing the baton, it becoming contagious, and that's something that you'd really like to see Oakland get going, hitting with runners in scoring position, getting them in with 2 outs. 2-out knocks get you to heaven.
So 1-0 the count to Lowry with Chris Davis in the on-deck circle. That one inside 96 miles an hour. RBI leaders in the American League in the early going. Haniger, we've seen enough of him. Yeah. Hanley Ramirez with 15. Lowry is right there with 14.
Guy at the bottom of the list, J.D. Martinez, has to be happy. His new team in Boston signed late, yet he's got 13 runs batted in. We will see the entire Red Sox team starting Friday. And the Matt Chapman replica Cali Green Gold jersey. It's got to be fun to see that jersey worn by a lot of people. Nobody better than him wearing it.
That is not the giveaway tonight, the head warmer, face warmer. Although it would not have been a bad idea tonight. 2-1 the count, and he's looking for an early run. Right back to the net.
Well, the 3-0 fastball at 89 that Jed Lowry hit. I thought his explanation following the game, how he just, you know, he was up in the batting cage today, and he said, this is where I practice that swing to make sure that every swing is the same, even on 3-0. Kuip, I thought the interesting thing that he said was, though, if I don't swing 3-0, I'm not getting another fastball 3-1. It's going to be a splitter. So he took advantage of an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from King Felix and gave the A's the only runs they would need for the game.
And he also said, we asked him about the 3-0 swing. He said, just don't do anything crazy. Just stay within yourself, which is the old cliche. But really, you don't want to swing differently just because it's 3-0. Right.
And that's what he talked about, the cage work, hitting off the tee, because that did and continues to do for him what a lot of hitters do, and that is to just have that same swing path. And he had that same swing path on the 3-0.
3-2 off speed and a strikeout. Lowry's backswing got Castillo and got it pretty good.
Yeah, guys, that you could hear it right on the backswing, right as Jed finished. He caught Castillo right in the back of the nugget. Take a look here, Lowry on the long backswing. Oh, right there, and you could hear it from down here. Take a listen, guys. And a heck of a lot louder down here. They're going to come out and talk to Castillo. I mean, Foss, what's going through your head right now?
Cobwebs.
Luckily, it wasn't the bat, but
Herm Schneider
did get him pretty good.
I'll tell you, Herm Schneider has seen a lot of things, but you know, again, the important thing, and Jed Lowry immediately wanted to make sure that he was okay. You're wearing the helmet, which number one, you have to wear a helmet. You should. All kids catching, and of course, a lot of them wear the hockey-style catcher's mask, but if you're not wearing that one, you're wearing a helmet, as Castillo is, and a lot of padding on the face. But you can imagine wearing a soft cap, which I did for many years, and how that would have felt. Oh, you know, but still, even with the helmet, you're feeling it. Just the thud and on the shin guards, and you see the protecting shin guards that players wear, hitters wear, and you hit on it, you still feel it.
So here's Chris Davis. High pop-up. Abreu hustling over, but it's going to go into the seats. Good night for foul balls.
That's right.
You got good odds tonight.
Pick them up on the way out.
Yeah, not a very big crowd. A lot of action down in that area when it comes to foul balls.
All those people down behind the White Sox dugout are Ed Farmer's passes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Ed today.
Yeah.
Always good to see Ed Farmer. You find out what's going on in his life.
Oh yeah. Just ask him, how you doing, Ed? See you later in a half hour. Eddie's
Game starts at 7:05. Ed, hurry it up. He's a good man. We love Ed Farmer.
eating Ed Farmer, and you look at him and still can't imagine him eating 2 32-ounce steaks at the OK Corral in Tucson.
Yeah, but I just saw they were walking boxes of pizza in there.
Of course.
So Ed was doing some damage there.
Hey, Ed, he's never without food. He said he's on a saltless diet. Yeah.
Close pitch, a little bit outside. 2-1 the count.
Saltless or saw it less? Like you saw it, now there's less.
There we go.
Well, the White Sox players have to be looking at the A's and say, why are you wearing those things on your head and the face? And, you know,
Yeah,
they had 15 inches of snow in Minneapolis.
Davis waits on the 2-1. And now it's 3-1.
In fact, we were speculating about when the White Sox were able to leave Minneapolis. Is this breaking ball down low? But there's a few guys wearing the hoodies, the face, and trying to stay warm. But they didn't leave till yesterday. They had to endure the snow and did go to the park and watched it snow and threw some snowballs around and went back to the hotel.
There's a strike. They could not, the Minneapolis airport was closed on Saturday night. They knew they obviously weren't going to play. Game got canceled. If the airport's open, they may have been able to get out of there on Saturday, but it was a blizzard, folks, an April blizzard.
You know, Ed Farmer said that they knew going into the weekend series they would not play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yet they still went.
Well, we talked about that too. This was not some surprise. I mean, everybody knew that the snowstorm was coming.
Batting in the fifth position,
So Davis is aboard, 2 on, 2 out.
Matt Olson.
So Matt Olson hitting .241, couple of home runs. He's looking to get Matt Olson going. He's in a little bit of a slump. 0 for his last 11 with 6 strikeouts. So Lopez working a little extra here in the first inning. 23 pitches so far. It's a first pitch strike to Olson.
Well, and you can see there, they're not going to give in to Olson. They've got guys on base here. Not going to start him off with that first pitch heater. And this is a little bit what we talked about for Olson, paying attention and recognizing these sorts of approaches as the league starts to get around and he starts to get seen more and more by guys.
Yeah, and this is the adjustment period for Matt Olson.
Darren Bush was happy in his first 2 at-bats yesterday in Seattle, as we saw a couple of line drives out to center field, out to left field, but the wind was knocking the ball down. There's Darren Bush, the A's hitting coach, and then he said he kind of reverted to his old and struck out a couple of times on breaking pitches the last 2 at-bats. And now you're seeing a steady those today, and there's another.
So Lopez gets out of it. He has a couple of strikeouts, A's strand a pair, no score after 1 from the Coliseum. He's made a move today. Chad Pinder's back from the disabled list. Franklin Barreto back down to the minor leagues. So no big surprise there. And Bob Melvin glad to get Chad Pinder and his versatility back on the roster.
Well, it's good that Chad Pinder can come back, and well, you hyperextend a knee in the outfield as he did, and you're only missing a limited amount of time. It's pretty good on his part. Yeah, shows how strong he is.
I think that could have been a lot worse. Just had a bad look to it when he did it. So Pinder's back. Barreto will head back down to AAA. Keep getting his at bats. He's not far away from being a big leaguer on a regular basis.
You know, he knows that too, and I think that's important for a young player to realize that he knows he's on that kind of the bus train plane back and forth between Nashville and here and wherever they're playing. But he will spend a lot of time in the big league. Still a very young player, very talented young player.
1-2 now to Wellington Castillo, the new White Sox catcher. Signed as a free agent. Got a 2-year, $15 million deal to come to Chicago. Not too shabby. Good power, Castillo. And he's able to lay off that big curveball.
And guys, something to note here, Daniel Mingden usually, if you're familiar, he's a 2-pump guy, meaning when he goes over his head, it's twice. He has eliminated that here against Castillo, and it's been 1 time every pitch thus far during the AB. And there's the double pump.
Strike 3 called, 1 away.
Check the knee as he went to the outfield. Kind of slipped a little bit on April the 5th. Watch the knee right there. But it said the good thing about this was the fact that the grass gave. If his foot had stuck in the turf, who knows how dangerous it could have been. And of course, it was okay there, stayed in the game, but ended up going on the disabled list to give it some time. Trace Thompson standing next to him. Guess his brother's going to be next door for a few minutes, right?
Yep. Tip off right next door. Game 2, the Warriors and the Spurs. They can ride home together tonight.
Yeah. They're supposed to live together, so that's pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Trace, a former White Sox farmhand, just like his good friend Marcus Semien.
So he's probably just ever so slightly curious about what's going on next door. How could you not be? 1-1 to Yolmer Sanchez, the switch hitting third baseman.
Oh, a 3-pump.
That's right, boss. Hey, he's done a great job, and actually on the punch out to Castillo, that was actually 3 pumps as well. Yeah. So he's gone from 1 to 2 to 3. He's varying things. He's disrupting timing at the plate.
And maybe all this because he's trying to get a win at the Coliseum.
Has not had one yet, which is a bit of a surprise.
We take a look here at the triple pump, as we pointed out. There's 1. All right, here it comes. No, there's 2. All right, here it comes. No, 1 more. 3.
And that one is sliced toward left. Joyce dives, and he cannot quite get it. Sanchez with a big turn. He'll stop. Matt Joyce was playing fairly shallow. He got a good jump. He just could not quite come up with it.
Well, unfortunately, he knocked the ball down when he did dive, and that is the key. You make an effort, at least he's able to keep the runner at first base. Thought he had it in his glove, looked up to see if Sanchez was going to be going for 2. He was not. Get the ball back in, keep him at first, and try to get a double play, which is going to be tough with Anderson, but at least keeps him at first.
Yeah, Sanchez would have been running for a while if that ball gets past Joyce. So here is Tim Anderson, the young shortstop. 267 for Anderson with 3 home runs.
I should know who that is down in the stands that's doing play-by-play that we keep hearing.
Yeah, he's better than I am. That's my concern.
He's saying, strike 1. Here's a double play.
He's doing wishful thinking.
That's right.
Play-by-play.
Absolutely,
which,
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Pick him off. Dallas, see if you could figure out who that is.
Oh, I know exactly who it is, folks.
It's Dallas Braden.
0-1 to Anderson. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Good nasty pitches there.
And what's great, guys, is I've got the guy behind me calling pitches right now. Throw him the bender, like you see here. 84-mile-an-hour slider, got him out front. Everybody in the park knows it's coming.
The bender. On deck is Anamingo, right-handed hitter. Fastball, 92 miles an hour. Well, as we said, it's not a real big crowd tonight, so you tend to hear more things than on a night where there's a few more people here.
I used to yell that when I was catching. Until I got in pro ball and the hitter stepped out and said to the umpire, tell him to shut it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Double-A just didn't work out that way. And, you know, just a kid out of high school.
Runner goes. Ball's rolled slowly toward Chapman. Scoops, throws on the run, and going to third is Sanchez. The throw is right there, and he is out.
Wow.
Very nice play all around as Matt Olson made a nice, accurate throw, did not rush it. And Sanchez was trying to get to third, and maybe not the smartest play because there was already 2 outs. So that is the 3rd out made by Sanchez at third base.
Hey, man, you can listen.
Sanchez on the base pass gets thrown out at third.
Not a bad idea, but the result was not exactly what he thought was going to happen, and there is a reason for that, which I'm sure we're going to explain very soon.
First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike to Matt Chapman. Yeah, Chapman made a decent play. Olson made a nice throw, but there was another infielder who was heads up.
The key.
And
yeah, he's the key.
We'll
Because,
show it to you.
well, but yeah, because Sanchez was going to third. He thought nobody was going to be there.
Or maybe he can beat that person to
right.
third. And oh, we're talking about Marcus Semien, the shortstop, who made a very, very heads-up play.
But, you know, you're right. 2 outs. He was already in scoring position because the only play for Chapman was to go to first.
A little bit outside. 1-2 the count.
Semien very alertly, and that's. I tell you what, when you see, we saw unfortunately Derek Jeter make the tremendous play with the flip. It's one of those. Well, you're standing around, do something. You know, instead of just standing around, you know, you can always be somewhere, and you know, it's just a heads-up play. And I would think that for Matt Williams, the A's third base coach, infield coach, and skipper Bob Melvin, they would always say that's alert, very heads-up play. And that man made a lot of great plays at third, Matt Williams, now coaching for the Athletics.
So 3-2 the count to Chapman. Canna will follow, and then Piscotty. "26 pitches in the first inning for Lopez, and a full count here to start the second. And this one's hit high in the air behind first. Jose Abreu, he's in trouble, and he still caught it.
Smart Play of the Day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. And yes, we will show you exactly what happened. Watch Matt Chapman come through. Sanchez topped your screen, round second. But Matt Olson very calmly throws to Marcus Semien, who alertly went over to third base. As you can watch, Semien head over once he saw Sanchez coming to third base. And a nice, easy, accurate throw by Matt Olson to Marcus Semien, and the put out. And a double play, and that's why the pitchers always like that, but an outstanding play, heads-up play by especially Marcus Semien.
First pitch to Canna. Hit toward right field, and Garcia backs up, and he's got it.
And again, if you see the play in front of you and the only play is going to be for Chapman to go to first base, there's no reason to try to go to third. And he just did not see Marcus Semien, I'm sure, because all of a sudden he's thrown out by 10 feet because Marcus Semien was heads up and able to get to third.
Yeah, it didn't look like he ever looked at him, and that would be the guy you would look at, the shortstop.
And also, guys, what can get lost in that play is the throw from Olson, understanding it's tough. It's not necessarily a football throw where you might want to lead him. Baseball is a little different. It's you got to find that happy medium between leading him and throwing it on target or to his spot. So it's a great job by Matty.
Outside to Piscotty.
No, and also an errant throw. It's a run, too. And that, because of the foul territory. No, you can't, as a pitcher, back up because there's just no place to go from a pitcher standpoint. Can't go that quickly. So great play all the way around.
Right at the knees, a strike to Piscotty, hitting .259, a homer, 7 RBIs. Piscotty was 5 for 11 in the series in Seattle, and a home run, his first with the A's. And that pitch just missed. 98 miles an hour.
Lopez didn't think so. He was heading the dugout. Does have a good arm, Lopez. It's pretty evident that he can pitch. Very good, strong arm.
That one is driven toward left center field. Nobody's going to get it. Engel cuts it off. Piscotty's going to try for second. The throw is not quite in time, and it's a hustle double for Stephen Piscotty.
Well, you think two all the way when you hit a ball like that because of 2 outs, plus it goes to the gap, means that an outfielder has to leave his spot and go to the area where the ball is hit, try to get it back in quickly enough. But Piscotty, if you're thinking 2, 180 feet, and he is right there. He's thinking 2 all the way. He could always stop rounding first base, but he keeps going, does not break stride, and gets in a scoring position with 2 outs.
So here's Lucroy. First pitch down and away.
Back-to-back, these are 2 guys, Piscotty and Lucroy, have continued to come on and continue to put together nice ABs. You talk about lengthening the lineup when a couple of guys that might have gone off to slow or sluggish starts start to kick it into gear. You start to see that lineup lengthen itself and provide more opportunities to score runs.
Fastball up and in on Lucroy. Hits it foul just up above the White Sox dugout. Lucroy at .256. He's got 1 RBI so far.
Again, the outfield playing very shallow, so a hit to the outfield has to be a line drive or a ball in the gap. It's hard to get jammed and expect a hit to drop. Abreu, a great play on Chapman's ball.
I think it's interesting, though, what you said earlier, how different teams play different in the outfield. And it's obviously a, I don't even know if it's a scouting report. I mean, you're playing shallow, and it's probably just a, hey, we're going to let them hit it over our heads. We're going to take away the base hit.
And you know, the ability, but that's the key. I mean,
it's more of a philosophy.
Yeah, you're willing to give up the hit over your head, take away the hit that may be dropping in front of you. Because as we have seen, there will be a lot more in front of the outfielders than over the heads.
Yep.
You think about Mike Trout and his approach, right? He likes to play deep.
Sure.
In an effort to be able to come in on the ball. That's something that he feels he does better. I always think of a guy, the artist formerly known as B.J. Upton, currently Melvin Upton, who played a very shallow center field. Felt like he had a better chance to go back on the ball. So it is varying in terms of philosophy, organizational, or maybe just player preference.
2-2. And the pitch is fouled straight back. And who knows, at this spot with a runner at second and 2 outs, you know, maybe the outfielder takes a step or two in to give them a shot.
That's exactly right.
And a play at the plate.
Yeah.
When you're used to seeing those types of adjustments, like with 2 strikes, the opposite fielder will shade towards the line, the center fielder will take steps with them. But in the day and age where folks are abandoning or do not possess a 2-strike approach, things have to be rethought.
Lucroy battling here. He rolls that one slowly toward Moncada. Flips to first. Side retired. So the A's get a runner in scoring position. Cannot get him home. We're scoreless after 2.
Chapman, how about this? Dee Gordon twice. Friday night, glove, ball in hand, bullet to first base. And Matt Chapman, I don't know that anybody's going to be able to throw out this speedy guy the way Matt Chapman did twice. Friday and yesterday afternoon, the second one was challenged, but upheld. It's Matt Chapman, 2 outstanding plays, and it's pretty special.
Well, guys, I got to tell you how excited. This is how excited I was, and this is how excited one Ray Fosse was about that play. The first thing that I said to Ray Fosse upon seeing him this afternoon was, "How about Chappie?" And Fosse, man, you were excited. This is something to be really excited about when you get to watch this day in and day out, man. It's special.
Captain America.
I like
Captain
it.
America. That's
I like
good.
it.
Yeah, just popped into my head. Didn't hear it last year. I didn't get that from last year or anything.
Well, I was going to say, Mr. DeMuro could have called, speaking of pumping, how about calling it strike 3? There's nothing wrong with this pitch.
Oh.
I mean, you know what I think happens at times? 3-0 is automatic, 0-2 is automatic.
Simeon's throw is low, and Engel hustling down the line with very good speed. And he beat it out. Olsen was able to pick the ball out of the dirt, but Engel just beat the throw. It was a close play.
And there's your problem. You don't get to call 0-2, end up getting an infield hit. And Simeon, backhand, took maybe an extra step that he did not need to or did not want to initially. Ended up doing it, and Engel just tremendous speed out of the box and able to beat it out. But he should not have had that opportunity if Mr. DeMuro had called the 0-2 correctly.
So now to the top of the order, Yohan Moncada, who singled and stole a base in the first, was stranded. No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get going.
He better build a trophy case, I know that, because he's going to have a few of those gold gloves. Wow. Pretty special.
That one bunted. Throw to first, and they got him. Lucroy knew he did not have a lot of time. Moncada runs well, but he is retired.
Well, it's going to be a sacrifice for Moncada. It looks like he was bunting for a base hit. Just happened to hit the ball out in front, and Jonathan Lucroy picked it up. Not really an opportunity to spin and throw, so he picked it up with the bare hand. And it looked like he had a pretty good grip, because if he had taken the time to take the ball from his right hand to make sure the grip was okay, putting the ball in the glove might not have had enough time. These guys can run. Put a little pressure on the defense.
Oh. Did not hear if he said sacrifice. He did say sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a win-win for the hitter, as long as he advances the runner. Because if you're trying for a base hit and get it, that's a hit. But in this case, it does advance the runner and gets a sacrifice.
So here's Garcia. All right, remember we talked about that runners in scoring position in the very first inning. The White Sox,
that's right,
they went 0 for 3.
Yeah.
So they're now 3 for their last 50.
Maybe that's why Sanchez went from first to third, trying to go.
Trying to do anything, right? Help him out.
I don't want to stop in scoring position. Why stop at second? That's too smart.
And Garcia swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt.
He had a good at bat in his first one. That's the ground ball to second base to advance Moncada over to third. And that's when you're thinking, why should I give it a bat away whenever? Well, it's just good fundamental baseball. And being a young team, those things are going to happen. They're going to get better. But I still say that a pitcher's approach with a runner in scoring position is much different than when there's nobody on base. And pitcher doesn't want the run to score, so he's going to be a much tougher pitcher in different types of pitches.
Jose Abreu is the on-deck hitter, so a couple of good right-handed hitters here for Migden to try to get out and keep the White Sox off the board. Engel with very good speed at second. Lowry trying to keep him close. Engel dancing around, and now pickoff, and Lowry snuck in. He saw Engel take a couple of steps toward third.
Well, that's a good job by Jed, noticing the extended secondary even while Migden's coming set. He understands he probably doesn't have a play here necessarily, but as a position player, what you're taught to do is continue to gain ground when the pitcher is not looking or making eye contact. Give a step or so if he turns to check you, and if you can, continue to gain ground. So a heads-up job by Jed to get over there and ask for the throw.
1-1 the count to Garcia. 39 pitches for Migden.
I think a good night for hand warmers.
He's doing the Orlando Cabrera. Remember Orlando Cabrera? His stick his throwing hand in his shirt. Keep it warm. Tapped over the mound. Simeon has it. Fires to first in time, and that's the second out.
Yeah, you bring up a point, Cap, about putting the hand in the shirt to keep the hand warm. Think about an infielder being able to keep warm enough on a play like this.
Sure.
You got to stay warm, and the arms got to be loose. And
are your fingers?
Oh yeah. And I was asking somebody about David Price because he came out with numbness in his fingers. They said it was because of cold weather.
Seems like he's okay,
yeah,
right?
it was cold weather. It's just that fingers got numb and, you know, that scared him a little bit. But you know, a big pitcher that the White Sox or the Red Sox have.
So here is Abreu. Fastball inside. Well, it was raining pretty hard where I live this morning, and there was some hail.
Hail.
Yeah,
That's right.
You're not far from me, just up the street.
Didn't have to go to Lake Tahoe to see snow.
Nope.
Well, I tell you what, the hail's going on down here. It is raining down here, boys.
You covered. You're all right.
You got that umbrella for the sun, got the umbrella for the rain.
Yeah.
You're
Dual
well
purpose.
covered. You're well
Dual
covered.
purpose.
That's right.
Yeah, Dallas is rocking the very, very good-looking A's umbrella, I might add.
That's right.
So,
Dallas would look good in a Brockabella.
yeah, we'll work on that. 2-0 to Abreu. Be careful here. So a 2-0 breaking ball, and he gets a strike, does Migden.
We'd like to see that. Obviously, these guys know about the fastball. They know about the heater. 2-0, it's a good opportunity for a pitcher to try to execute something away. Abreu does a good job of expanding the zone. Big, strong, long arms. If you can keep him off balance, get back into the count with something backwards with a nice wrinkle, you'll take it.
Engel has a very large lead down the third baseline. And there's a center field shot. Shallow coming in and diving is Canna, and he caught it.
Wow, what a play.
So Mark Canna takes a hit and an RBI away from Jose Abreu to keep the White Sox off the board. So, see if they're going to look at it. I don't believe that they are. We'll make the decision right here. I think he caught it.
He caught it!
Heck of a play by Mark Canna in center field. So no scores. We head to the bottom of the third. And the White Sox do not score. Bottom of the third. It'll be Joyce, Simeon, and Lowry, the top of the order for the Athletics. Matt Joyce led off the bottom of the first with a double, but the A's could not get him home. In the early going, the A's are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. The White Sox are 0 for 5. The White Sox right now are pretty convinced that they will never, ever get a hit with runners in scoring position the rest of the year.
Well,
That's unbelievable.
It's justified because Engel shouldn't even been on base if they called the strike 3, but he was there. They couldn't get him in. Great play by Mark Canna, and still a scoreless game.
So 2 hits for the A's, that Joyce double and the Piscotty double. Shift on for Joyce, and that one low. Good look at Ronaldo Lopez, the 24-year-old. White Sox made a whole bunch of trades last year and a half, and they got a whole bunch of good prospects back. Lopez is one of them.
Well, you said Eaton, and he was a big outfielder for them, traded the Nationals. Nice problem last year, back and playing again.
This is one of the guys they got for him. Adam Eaton, the left-handed hitting outfielder.
Lopez and Giolito involved in that trade.
Yeah, Giolito will pitch in this series. You think about those two arms. They also got a right-handed pitcher by the name of Dane Dunning, who's lighting it up in AAA. They have a lot of good young prospects, the White Sox. 3-2 pitch off speed, and that is strikeout number 3.
Well, guys, let's go to StatCast and take a look at that Canna snag out there in Central last inning. Great job by Canna Reed off the bat, picking him up and putting him down. Sprint speed 24 feet per second. Catch probability 53%. It's pretty much a coin flip on who's going to get it, who's not. Canna on the right side of that coin.
How many feet per second?
24 feet per second, and the stash approves with a fist pump, Voss.
Wow. That's fast.
Moncada fires to first. Simeon's retired. I said Giolito's going to pitch in the series. He's not. Carson Fulmer, another highly touted prospect.
It's the young man I was talking to when you
Yes.
walked by today.
Yeah.
He was doing some stuff in the middle of the hallway. I said, "What, have a new stadium soon, buddy? You can work out on the The weight room is on the second level. That's created by the great David Renetti, as all stadiums have to have a weight room for both teams, especially the visiting team. Home teams will have them.
Now, the White Sox have the makings of what could be a very good rotation with this man, Carson Fulmer, who you're talking about, Giolito, and young man by the name of Michael Kopech, who they got in the Chris Sale trade from the Red Sox, who throws 100 miles an hour. He's in AAA, and it's really just a matter of time. And White Sox are saying that, you know what? This is going to be our guys. These four, and there's a couple more coming. So they're very excited, the White Sox, about what the future holds, and you can see why.
Well, Rick Renteria, the manager, of course, Don Cooper, the longtime pitching coach, very good with young players. And I think for Don Cooper, he's seen the good ones, the ones that were bad on other teams that became very good when he took them over. There is Don Cooper sitting next to the great Herm Schneider. But Coop is good. He's a great pitching coach. He's seen the managers. He actually managed one game, I think, with Ozzie Guillen. Maybe that's why he's taking the Marlins job. I think
that's right. But if you think about, you trade Chris Sale, you trade Adam Eaton. Last year at the deadline, Quintana, they got a nice package of players from the Cubs for Jose Quintana, but they also traded Todd Frazier. They traded David Robertson, a very good reliever.
Well,
so there's, I mean, they did what they thought they needed to do. Let's trade these guys. Let's get a whole host of prospects, and most people feel like the guys they got are all going to be impact players.
And if you're not going to win the whole thing, and you have players that other teams want to help them win, then you can ask for whomever you want.
That's right.
And that's what the White Sox did. And, you know, and that's what teams do. And they roll the dice, take a chance. And they say in the case of Adam Eaton, unfortunately for him, he blew out his knee. But the other players, I mean, Chris Sale, you think about him, he could bring a package.
Sure. And he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, the White Sox got the second baseman, Moncada, for Chris Sale, along with Kopech, as we mentioned. And most people around baseball think, you know, Moncada, still very young and still learning, but I think he's going to be a star. You can see why when you watch him play, the second baseman.
Well, he's got the speed, got the pop. But, you know, the one thing, too, the White Sox and Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner, you know, he has to buy into it because he wants to win.
That's true.
And you have to buy into what you're going to be trying to accomplish, and good for them.
So Davis is retired, and so are the A's, scoreless after 3.
the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Pretty good names on that wall.
Yeah.
Pinson, Reggie Jackson, Billy Martin,
John Madden,
Catfish Hunter, George Blanda.
Oh,
George Blanda.
how about him?
Come on, you throw touchdown passes and kick field goals, same guy? George Blanda.
Jankowski signed with Seattle.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Seattle.
Yeah. Davidson, Delmonico, Castillo. 3 hitters for the White Sox. Matt Davidson walked in the first. No score. A's and the White Sox.
How about the opening day for Davidson?
Yeah.
3 bombs.
3 bombs to get her going. Take that.
The great Steve Stone was telling us about that opening day. Steve Stone, a longtime color analyst for White Sox TV, one of our good friends.
Oh, and what did he do?
Boy, he was telling us about
What did he do, though, that stands out?
Exit
We'll never
velocity.
forget. Exit velocity of one Dwayne Kuiper on a home run in Cleveland.
You should ask Stoney what the exit velocity was on that home run. Players hit home runs on
Tuffy
opening day.
Rhodes, that's who I was thinking about, that with the Cubs. 1994 Tuffy Rhodes.
Dimitri Young, Demeet Hook.
George Bell.
Tuffy Rhodes. He didn't do anything after that, though, did he?
Not much.
Not
I think he
much.
went to Japan and became like a
That's
star
right.
over there.
That's right.
3 home runs on opening day. That's a pretty good way to start
Yeah.
your season.
What is he on pace for?
He's got 5 now.
400.
Good fastball, 94 miles an hour, and he blew it right by
Yes, he did.
Davidson.
Well, how about take a look at the 3 home runs on opening day? Matt Davidson with his size wide-eyed. There's one. That's in Kansas City. Ooh, slider right down the middle. All those people very happy in Kansas City. What a day.
Well, the White Sox, that was opening day. They won that game. They won the next day, or the next game. So they won their first 2. But since then, they have lost 8 out of 10. So overall, they're 4-8. And obviously, they got some games to make up.
You know, I don't think a team like the White Sox, and even from the A's standpoint, because the A's team also is very young, a lot of great young players that bodes well for the future of this organization. But I think you look at for the development, probably more so than wins. Fans want to see wins, but I think fans could also be happy to see the development of young players into quality stars.
Yeah, as long as there's a direction.
Yeah.
You know, I think that helps fans understand.
Fans, MLB At Bat is your #1 Oakland Athletics app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
So with 2 outs, here's Wellington Castillo. Castillo struck out looking in his first at bat, and he grounds one off the glove of Chapman, picked up by Simeon, but no throw. And Matt Chapman, I didn't think he had any chance to even dive for that ball, and he did, and he got a pretty good glove on it, but it's a base hit.
Well, you talk about ability or even opportunity to get to the ball. And this is a guy over at third base who does such a good job at defending the position laterally to his left, to his right. And you see there, it's not a full extended dive, but it's more of a controlled fall. He understands he's got to beat this ball to a spot, just unable to come up with it.
So that is hit number 4 for the White Sox, and here's Yolmer Sanchez.
Yeah, the ball deflected to Marcus Simeon, and sometimes it's better not to throw because there are 2 outs. Make a quick errant throw with the foul territory at the Coliseum. Castillo could have ended up in scoring position, which may or may not be great for the White Sox, but but the bottom line is that, you know, I remember when Miguel Tejada first came here, he was throwing everything. And Wash would say, put it in your pocket, man. You don't have to throw it all the time, and you try to hurry. So while, you know, it's a great shot from their left field. You could see the runner plus Marcus Simeon, but again, sometimes it's better not to throw than it is to try to make a quick throw.
Simeon knocks it down, flips to second, side retired, hitting a runner left, and we are going to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Olson, Chapman, and Canna. No score.
Home game, the ballpark gates are now open at 4:30, plus parking is free on most Tuesdays as part of Chevy Free Parking Tuesdays. Come to the ballpark early to enjoy BP, that's batting practice, and make a lasting memory. A lot of fun, should be fun tomorrow night. Free Parking Tuesday is tomorrow night. Next, the Warriors playing tonight and Wednesday also. So the A's will have the exclusivity tomorrow night here at the Coliseum, and hope all the people come out and make this place warm with a big sellout. That's great. So. That's right. It should be a fun night. Watch batting practice and enjoy A's baseball.
So bottom of the fourth, Matt Olson to lead it off against Ronaldo Lopez. That one is driven deep right field, and that baby is gone. 1-0, the A's lead.
With a fastball. Makes you wonder why.
So home run number 3 for Matt Olson.
Well, I tell you what, get it up, get it down, and be on time. And Matty O does all of the above here. You see just a little toe tap, center cut heater right down Broadway, and Matty O does not miss. Next stop, Pound Town.
Well, the amazing thing in the previous at-bat, the first at-bat, Matt Olson saw nothing but curveballs. And the first pitch in this at-bat, a fastball. Makes you wonder sometimes, but he did not miss it. Last home run was on the 6th of April, and also a first pitch fastball from Jim Johnson. Hit a breaking ball from Garrett Richards, so that's the swing that we saw 24 times last year. And he knew it, put the bat down, took his trot to first base, and that's when you know you've made contact well enough that it's going to leave the yard.
And now Matt Chapman steps in, 1-2 the count. So that had to feel good for Matt Olson, who has been struggling a little bit lately.
Okay, but I thought, you see curveballs, you know, you're almost like, I want to make sure you hit the curveball.
Yeah.
You know.
Show me you can hit it.
Yeah. Instead of here's a fastball. I mean, happy he did, nothing against that, but I mean, great for Matt Olson to be able to do what he did.
Take a look at StatCast here. Exit velo 106, 107 off the bat, folks. 407 feet launch angle, 31 degrees, right in that optimal section.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah, one thing's been pretty evident about Matt Olson going back to last year. Very successful season until he injured his hamstring. Spring training. the throw to third base, there's no panic. Just everything is smooth. And you see some guys at a case of that throw that he made from first to third on Sanchez, getting the double play. They try to hurry. He was just nice and calm and made a perfect throw to third base. And just like that swing, same way. And those are good signs of just a very confident young man.
1-1 to Canna, who hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning. Astros and the Mariners opening up a series in Seattle. It's a 1-1 game in the 5th inning. Good matchup, Keuchel and Paxton. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
A couple of good southpaws getting after it.
I think George Springer led off that game with a home run. What a surprise. So 3-1 to Mark Canna. And he walked him. Another note on the Matt Olson home run in Oakland A's history. Most home runs in first 100 career games. Well, Matt Olson's got 27 in 88 games. McGuire hit 37 in his first 100 games. Matt Chapman on that list as well.
And Matt Olson's not cold. I mean, no long sleeves, not even putting a jacket on in the dugout. All these guys out there with hoodies on, face masks. Guess the Georgia boy just stays warm all the time.
Piscotty fouls it straight back.
Or he might just be real close. There it is. He might just be real close to that heater down there.
It's okay, but still, that's impressive.
Steve Vucinich could get us one of those, really. If we...
Well, I give Vuce a lot of credit because as a clubhouse manager, equipment manager, he's got to prepare for all types of weather. He gives an advanced forecast on the road trip, what the weather's going to be like, dress warmly. But he doesn't take care of us. It's all right.
Yeah, you talk about taking care of the guys and preparing. We talked about OC, Orlando Cabrera, how he used to keep that throwing hand in his jersey. Well, I remember the day he got here to Oakland, game 1, and we had that first night game, and he's looking around like, you have got, this isn't real, is it? And he sent a clubby over to the store and came back with a personal space heater, and he was warmed up by the second inning.
Good for him. Except he did it when it was 65 degrees.
Exactly.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the great one is Elvis Andrus when he comes to town.
Yep.
Unfortunately, broke his elbow on the disabled list, but I think he kept his that little earmuff cap that he wears just for Oakland.
Yeah, he is just, I'm not going to be cold.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch to Piscotty is lined. What a play by Sanchez. Boy, that ball was headed for the corner and maybe a run, and Yolmer Sanchez leaped high to grab it.
No, one double already, and he just took another one away from him. And you talk about timing your leap perfectly, and maybe that's the difference of playing deep versus even with the bag. He was able to time it, and he did. The ball was hooking down towards the corner, and I don't think the Monaco could have gotten to it quickly enough, and maybe a run could have scored.
So great play by Yolmer Sanchez. Here's Lucroy, 2 away. Olson's home run has given the A's a 1-0 lead. First pitch is a strike. 74 pitches for Reynaldo Lopez. 26 in the very first inning.
He's found himself in a few 3-ball counts. He's gotten deep into counts. Characteristic of a young pitcher.
Yep. And it's a quick 0-2 to Lucroy. Lopez not real tall. He's 5'11", 200 pounds.
And you know, for not being overly tall, he does create great angle on the fastball. He works downhill well. Very tough for the hitter to pick up the entire baseball. Hitters are forced to have to hit the top half of that ball.
Just 24 years old, from the Dominican Republic.
Good slide step.
Yeah.
Does not lose any velocity. And I don't know if Cannon's going to be running, but still he's showing the ability to release the ball quickly in the slide step.
Kind of one of those little things that you like to see from a young pitcher.
Yeah, with 2 outs, maybe in the back of his mind, Cannon might, so he's trying to help out his catcher Castillo with a quick move to the plate.
You talk about the slide step, Foss. 1-2 to 1-3 on the slide step, anywhere from 1-3-9 to 1-5-3 without the slide step. So,
well, you don't lose anything velocity-wise. That's good approach.
Another 0-2 pitch. Lucroy knew it. Strike 3 called. Home run by Matt Olson, his 3rd of the year, and it was a long one, folks. So after 4 innings from the Coliseum, Olson's home run has the A's leading 1-0.
California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Looks like Shibe Park having a good time.
They could care less about the 1-0 lead the A's have.
Having too much fun. Olson digs it out on a close play. Anderson runs well.
And they've got some speed. Very good speed.
So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting.
Tampa Bay Rays beat the Rangers tonight in St. Petersburg 8-4. Scored a bunch of runs early and took game 1 of that series. Renato Nunez started in left field for Texas tonight.
He did. Hamstring must be just fine.
He was 1 for 4. Certainly get the feeling he's going to get. He's going to get some at-bats with the Rangers.
Well, the A's will see them on the next road trip. That's down in Arlington. And one Daniel Mingden, who is pitching very, very good baseball tonight, is looking forward to that trip. The A's will be going to Texas, Arlington, Texas, and then the off day before heading to Houston. And Daniel expects to see his father, Joe, who's watching, and a big hello to his father. And how about his grandfather? How about his name? Mad Dog Mingden.
Ooh. That's
Mad Dog Mingden is a politician in the Houston area. And Daniel is going to go with his father, Joe, and take a ride to Austin, Texas on the off day and visit Grandpa.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog Mingden. So we wish them well. And, you know, it's rare that the A's will actually go to play the Rangers and the Astros in the same trip.
Yep.
And they will be doing that next week.
Good fastball. Strikeout number 4 for Mad Dog Mingden.
Well, tomorrow it is a special day here, as it will be a gift to the city. Remember, tomorrow it's a 7:05 game. It's against the White Sox. The parking lots will open at noon. Parking is free. You can arrive early. Gates open for season ticket members at 3:30. All fans at 4:30. All seats are general admission, first come, first serve. Season ticket members will have an exclusive general admission seating area. But get here and have a good time with the Gates parking lot opening at 12 o'clock noon. So that will be a special time tomorrow night.
And the weather's supposed to be pretty good.
It's going to be toasty tomorrow night. I mean, you get all those fans here, it should be warm. You know, Daniel was saying that his dad watched as we were doing the game in Los Angeles when he hit. And he just kind of thought back. He said, son, you can't swing at that high fastball. You've been doing that since you were a kid.
That's not he made the adjustment.
Some things, you know.
He made the adjustment all right to the mound.
Yeah, he made the adjustment to the mound, and he also did a good job in driving in the run.
He's got a pretty good swing.
He's got a great swing. Mad Dog Mingden. So.
And a pretty darn good inning. Right. Ground out, couple of strikeouts. They like it. Look at them.
There are boys. On a cold night, the Twins are here.
A very cold night here at the Coliseum, but Daniel Migden, no problem. He's been very good through 5. And for the A's, top of the order, Joyce, Simeon, and Lowry. So Dallas, give us the scouting report on that new Texas Rangers starting pitcher, the new guy that pitched last night for them. What can you tell us about him? He was pretty good.
You're talking about that young righty, right? Yeah, a little touch and feel guy. Here's my scouting report, guys. Sid Heater, he's going to pitch off the heater to go to the heater. And when he's ahead, he'll probably go to the fastball. And if he's behind, he'll probably go to the heater to get back in the count.
Well, he went to the heter 86% of the time last night.
So. All right.
We're talking about the great Bartolo Colon, of course.
Big sexy.
He's awesome. Took a perfect game into the 8th inning. He got a no decision, unfortunately. The Rangers did win that game, but we were on the plane, so we really did not get to see any of it.
And, you know, I'll tell you, before he went out for that 8th inning and had that at bat against Correa, who I think he eventually ended up walking, you could see the jovialness in his presence in the dugout. Guys are coming up to him, talking to him, high-fiving him. He's laughing, he's joking.
He wasn't nervous.
And you're roughly 6 outs away from making history.
That's great.
Tells you where he's at mentally.
Oh, well, he started here, and there was some talk that he may never be back in the rotation for the Rangers, and there he is, almost going to perfecto.
And what last night did for me, really, and what I hope it did for some of the younger guys across the game and even younger guys looking to come up in this game, is it really stamped for me how important executing location is and movement. If you can harness the movement and execute location, last night was a prime example of what you can do to a major league lineup.
Yeah, how about a really good lineup in their ballpark?
Yeah, that's right. Well, how about the game that he did pitch for the A's in Anaheim with about 34 consecutive strikes?
Well, didn't he throw, I want to say I read Dallas that he threw 26 straight fastballs last night?
Correct.
Yeah.
And
were they all strikes?
Just about, Foss.
Well,
they were
close. In Anaheim, they were all strikes.
They were all strikes.
Yes.
34 in a row.
Yeah, 34, 37,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But last night, what you saw, what was very prevalent, in my opinion, was his ability to move the fastball with movement away, straighten it up inside, move it inside, chase the right-handed hitters in off the plate with movement, or arm side run, as we like to say. There was just, it was a full and complete master class on fastball movement and location.
And essentially, you look at the 4 quadrants, he throws to those spots as well as anybody, changes speeds, and has one of the better two-seam fastballs to lefties to start inside, buckle the knees, throw at the hip, and get them and bring it back over the plate. I mean, he is a master at it.
1-1 to Marcus Semien.
And when you think about possessing those two types of fastballs, a two-seam fastball and or a four-seam, you see guys with the two-seam cutter combination, you're able to create intersections. You punch lefties out late with that back whip heater. As you mentioned, Foss, you can get ahead against the righties early with that movement. You can chase them inside late with that movement. And this is all one pitch.
And it was with the White Sox, when he was with them, that he decided to throw nothing but fastballs. And that was kind of the beginning of where he is right now. That was a long time ago.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So that is strikeout number 6 by Lopez.
Take a look here. Lopez, talk about that fastball slider combination here. 86 down and away. It's a great pitcher's pitch. Semien, not really much he can do there.
So 1 away, and here's Lowry, who has struck out and walked. Scooped up by Moncada, who throws to first. Abreu missed it. Moncada was right there, and then Abreu just scrambled back to the bag. So Lowry hit that ball fairly hard, but boy, Moncada was playing way over there.
But he showed his range also on the first step getting to the ball, a little 360 turn. And nice to have that kind of range for a second baseman. Got some speed. Well, there's your opportunity to play too. I mean, that's the bottom line. And
he's going to get to play every single day.
And Abreu, it's pretty special. Abreu diving, missing, getting back to the bag to handle the throw.
So here's Chris Davis. Driven to center. Angle back. Angle near the wall, and that baby's off the wall. Joyce is going to come in to score. Davis into second with an RBI double. 2-0 A's.
There's your hit with the runner in scoring position. And it did not take long for Chris Davis, and an unbelievable strength again. We saw it in Seattle where he just kind of half swung at a pitch. This is a breaking ball. Stayed on it. It stayed in the middle of the plate just enough for him to hit it. And every time he hits the ball in the outfield, you think it's going to be a home run. It almost was. But with 2 outs on the move was Matt Joyce. After the leadoff walk, he's able to score. And there is a huge run for the Athletics as the ball comes back. But Engel had no chance, just trying to get Chris Davis at second. No chance there either.
So Chris Davis gets his 13th RBI of the year.
Not just a strong hitter. And you know, one thing I think is happening for Chris Davis, getting acclimated to the DH.
True.
Because, you know, here's a guy playing in the outfield in Milwaukee because he had to, no DH there. Last 2 years he's played here. And really the biggest question, can somebody leave a position to be a DH and not go to the position?
Especially as a young, he's still a younger player.
Absolutely, very. And or part of the strike zone, Matt Olson, back-to-back off-speed pitches. But I think it's an adjustment for a hitter, someone who's played both sides of the baseball, to have to exclusively now hit. What do you do with the time in between? And But I think you said it best that Matt Olson with this fastball that, again, surprised that was in this at bat. Lopez and Castillo, of course, runner in score position. They was lead off and inning, but still, if you get a hitter out one way, why would you change until he proves he can hit the pitch? But Matt Olson was waiting for the fastball, got it, didn't miss it.
A little bit low, and now it's 3-1. Lopez at 92 pitches. He's walked 4 and struck out 6, and he's had a lot of deep counts.
Where Mercado's playing.
Yep.
Shallow right field for the White Sox second baseman.
Chapman would be next. And that one, a fastball right on the corner, 95 miles an hour.
First at bat, nothing but curveballs. First pitch fastball home run. This at bat, that's the first fastball. Everything else is kind of been off speed. Change ups. Not really challenging him, and I wouldn't expect to get one here other than something off speed. And a lot of this is probably because of Castillo, the catcher.
Here it is, 3-2 pitch. And he went with a fastball, a little elevated, and Olson strikes out. Another run for the A's. Chris Davis with a 2-out RBI double. 6th inning coming up, 2-0 A's. The 6th inning, it'll be Garcia, Abreu, and Davidson. 12th season of the NBC Sports California All-Star Teacher Program is here, recognizing teachers that make a difference. Make sure you visit NBCSportsCalifornia.com to vote. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. So here is Avisail Garcia. Dallas, you wanted to talk a little bit about the designated hitter situation.
Yeah, we were just, we're touching on KD, Crush Davis making the adjustments as a younger player, adjusting from a position role to more of a DH role, something more consistent. And that sort of invokes thoughts of a guy named Ryan Healy, who left town and is now in Seattle. And you think about the numbers in Ryan Healy, and they reflect his ability to perform, or the success and the production is there when he is actually a part of the game, playing a position. And then you think about the production of other individuals, maybe a KD whose production says, you know what, I'm at home, albeit early, in the DH role. And this is something that has to be learned how to do. You have to learn how to become a designated hitter.
Toward Canna. But Ryan Healy, too, just his personality.
Right.
I mean, he did not like to sit. He
right.
wanted to, he was best off when he was out there doing something.
Right, and really what it does is it gives you a feel. It gives you're that much closer to the energy, to the vibe, to the game flow. And for young guys really trying to figure out who they are at the big league level, sometimes you need to be completely immersed in the game experience. And at times as a young player, sometimes you can benefit from removing yourself from the every out, every inning sort of situation. And you might be able to get away from that paralysis by analysis and just do what you do and be comfortable.
Do you think? Nice play by Chapman. Gets up, throws in time. Very nice play. Actually, Matt Chapman, he made that look easy, and it was not an easy play.
Well, the key for him is getting to the ball, which great lateral movement enables him to do it. Gets up 360, and then really just an easy throw, accurate throw to Matt Olson at first base. But, I mean, he is as good as there is. And Manny Acta, I thought, is the bench coach for the Mariners. He made a comment talking glowingly about Matt Chapman watching him for 3 games. And probably a lot of it had to do with the 2 plays he made on D. Gordon. But here's Manny Acta, former manager, now bench coach, third base coach, now bench coach. But, you know, when an opposing person starts raving about someone on another team, that says a lot about the ability of Matt Chapman.
Good pitch, called the ball. 1-1 the count to Davidson, who has walked and struck out.
What's fun about watching Matt Chapman as well, Foss, is not only the way he's evolving at the plate, but plays like that you know are difficult, he continues to make look all the more easier.
Canna hustling back, Canna near the wall, and Canna makes the catch. Another nice play by Mark Canna in center field. So it's a 3-up, 3-down inning, 7 in a row retired by Migden, and we're headed to the bottom of the 6th.
Hey fans, I'm here with Julia and Kelly from Vacaville, and they're here to play our 15th.
Action in the bullpen. Volstad, the righty. Bummer, the lefty.
That's a
bummer. And you see the pitch count, 95 for Lopez. He's thrown 100 and then 91 in his first 2 starts.
Well, there's a guy named Plummer who played for the White Sox.
Yep.
Jeff Plummer.
Bill Plummer. Right on the corner, and it's 2-1 to Matt Chapman. Mariners leading the Astros 2-1, 7th inning up at Safeco. And now it's 2-2. The Angels are off today. They will start a 6-game homestand tomorrow against the Red Sox. They'll have the Red Sox in an interleague series with the Giants coming up this week.
It's David Price and Shohei Ohtani.
Nice. Strike 3 call. So that's out number 1. Let's look back at that Mark Canha catch. Another good play.
That's right, guys. Double duty on the StatCast. We are double dipping with Mark Canha. Take a look here as he gets on his horse and starts to ride. Sprint speed, Foss, 24.5 feet per second. This time, 85 feet covered. So this man is absolutely patrolling Central. And the stash approves. That's twice.
Mad Dog approves. Here's Canha.
And then I have to talk to his grandpa, see if he can take on the name Mad Dog.
Yeah, you're right. I should be careful.
Yeah. It's all right. His grandpa would probably allow it.
Canha waves at that sharp slider from Lopez. I mentioned yesterday, Ray, the Indians and the Twins were starting a series in Minnesota tomorrow. We were talking about obviously the weather there, and I was incorrect. That is the series in Puerto Rico. So
a little bit wet. They probably were happy. Very happy.
Oh, could you imagine the Twins? They get to leave literally a blizzard, and they get to go to Puerto Rico.
Not a bad happy medium.
Oh my
there.
goodness! Find the beach. 0-2 to Canha. Swing and a miss. So that is 9 strikeouts for Lopez. So even though he's over 100 pitches, he doesn't look tired. He struck out 3 in a row.
When we talk about guys getting deeper into the ball game, maybe starting to hit their stride here, as you see Lopez is able to expand away on Canha, 97 down around the zone. Gets the fish to bite there, but as you start to work deeper into a ball game, this is where guys talk. We heard Chris Sale talking about it last year. He wanted to get deep into a ball game to prepare himself for the postseason run, as he sort of anticipated. So I think it boosts confidence not only in the young arm on the mound in Lopez, but the organization as well, to continue to bring him along and see how he fares when you extend him.
What he's also learning to do, which is not any fun, he's learning to pitch when he doesn't get any run support.
Yep. The
White Sox have scored 1 run in his 3 starts this year when he's on the mound.
And you know, for a young pitcher, that can be beneficial to a point, and it can be a backbreaker, because you walk out there thinking you have to punch the world out. You can't let anybody score. You can't allow any sort of traffic. But on the flip side, if you're just focused on taking care of your task at hand, you understand those bats, those are big league bats, and sooner or later they come alive.
1-2 pitch, fastball at 97 miles an hour. Lopez strikes out the side. We're headed to the 7th inning. It'll be Delmonico, Castillo, and Sanchez. 2-0 Athletics.
As the Red Sox come to the Coliseum at the beginning of a 3-game weekend series. First 20,000 fans get a Matt Chapman replica Kelly Green jersey. 3 games against Boston starting this Friday, April the 20th. Grab your phone and pop in athletics.com/tickets to grab yours today. Fun time this weekend. The Red Sox Nation will be proudly displayed here. As we know, they are out all the time, every place. Whether they are actually Red Sox fans, there probably are a lot of them now considering the record.
So here is Delmonico leading things off. He's 0 for 2. 4 hits for the White Sox. Migden has 5 strikeouts. He has walked 1. This is the Piscotty hustling in, and Piscotty makes the catch.
I'll tell you what, guys, let's take a look at Daniel Migden and the effort thus far this evening. The stash is ready to ride. He's been in the zone all day long. He's done a great job of expanding, freezing guys late with the heater, and really what you can chalk that up to is a level of unpredictability that he's created for himself. The hesitations on the mound, disrupting timing at the dish. This is a complete package right now in terms of pitching for Daniel Migden.
And look at that pitch count, 74.
Right.
He's only had 1 3-2 count, Ray, and he's only had 1 2-0 count.
Last September the 15th, 118 pitches and they shut out in Philadelphia. Tonight, much better.
Yeah, he's
When you can see the pace, guys. He's getting the ball. He's in the zone. He's back on the mound. He's ready to work. And for me, that speaks volumes about a man who's taken a game plan with him out on the mound.
first pitch strikes to 17 of 24 hitters faced. That's pretty good.
And he was talking about his routine, and every pitcher, creature of habit, and for him, as we have seen, tomorrow he'll have the mustache down with the handlebar when he pitches, and he said Raleigh Fingers keeps asking, why don't you just curl it up all the time? He said, because I don't want to.
That's a great answer.
I mean, seriously, he said, this is my routine, and, you know, Raleigh, I'm sure, is a Hall of Famer, made a lot of money with the mustache, but Daniel talked about playing at Texas A&M where the coach said, if I grow a mustache or facial hair, you can too. So coach did it, Daniel Migden did it, and the rest of the guys did it. So somebody said to him, well, why don't you go one step further and do a handlebar? And he decided to go to the handlebar, and then he signed professionally, and the guy said, got to keep it. And so that's his routine. When he pitches, clean shaven, handlebar mustache, waxes it up, and every other day. And he says if he has an extra day off, he says, I just enjoy it and then get ready for the next start. But he's prepared. And so I'm in Seattle, and he's doing his conditioning and getting ready for tonight's start. And that's what starting pitchers do.
All that mustache talk gets me thinking about your good friends, the Fosse Posse, who are here sometimes, and they have the picture cards of you where it's really can only see the beautiful silver locks of hair and the great mustache, and we know exactly who it is, Ray Fosse. Simeon gets a nice hop across the diamond, and that's out number 2.
Well, you know, the play that Mark Canha made in the 3rd inning, that saved a run. The diving catch that he made. So all this that Daniel Migden has done tonight, he's got a home run, he's got a big 2-out hit by Chris Davis, the play by Mark Canha, diving, saving a run, and of course going against the wall, maybe taking away an extra base hit. So you combine all that with the pitcher throwing strikes, working quickly, defense alert, and they've made the plays behind him, and so far he's got some run support. KD with the big 2-out hit.
Migden has retired 9 in a row.
And guys, take a look at this, Foss. This will tell you right now what a veteran catcher can do for the pitcher here. You see Lucroy wants the curveball. Migden not totally sold on it. Lucroy doesn't give him the opportunity to shake off, says, no, give it to me. I've got a game plan. We're going to expand down in the zone, and then we're going to come back with that heater.
Canha goes back now in, and he's got it. 10 in a row retired for Daniel Migden. 7th inning stretch time from the Coliseum. 2-0 Athletics.
Test drive one today.
So 2-0, the A's and the White Sox. Hot dog guy working hard tonight. He can put together a good-looking hot dog, I tell you. He's not done yet either.
I'd take one right now. I'd take a hot dog.
Yeah, I'd go for a hot dog too.
Too bad Jack's not here. Could go up and get us a few.
Yeah, ones he hasn't eaten. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It's the veteran lefty Luis Avalon coming in.
Jack can eat a hot dog.
Yes, he can.
Ooh.
3-dog night. Pretty good outing. Lopez, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings and a career-high 106 pitches. So it's the first time we've seen him, Ray, and he was impressive.
You know, I was thinking about if he had gone back out for this inning, it would have reminded me of what Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan said to Mike Maddox in Texas. He said, the pitcher will tell you when he's ready to come out. The kid was not ready to come out.
Nope.
He threw 97 in his final pitch of the game.
Yep. 4 consecutive strikeouts to end his night.
But I'm sure Don Cooper, the pitching coach, you see the new left fielder for the White Sox.
Lurie Garcia.
But Don Cooper knows he's been around long enough. The kid finishes on a positive note. Run support, that's going to come eventually. But if he can get 4 consecutive strikeouts, throw 97 in his last pitch, that's a good outing.
That one hooked down the line by Lucroy, but foul.
Foss, that's sort of the point I was trying to make when you talk about extending a young man early in his career, letting him sort of work through the issues he had early, a lot of deep counts, a lot of 3-ball counts, part of why you're at the 106 pitch mark at this point in the game, but also the 10 strikeouts. So at some point in time, he started to figure things out, become more efficient in the zone, but you like to see the growth.
There's Don Cooper. He and Herm Schneider been sitting there all night, maybe just trying to stay warm.
Yep. Chilly night.
2 good guys right there. Don Cooper, you know, he was talking about one pitcher a couple years ago, and he said, I saw him with, I think it was the Rangers, and he said, they're going to let him go. We're going to get him, and he's going to be good. And that's exactly what happened. But, I mean, that's a good pitching coach. He can look at somebody on another team who may be struggling and said, I can fix him. And that's a great credit to the great Don Cooper. Herm Schneider, of course, goes back as far as Bo Jackson, taking care of him when Bo was coming back from his hip injury. Herm has been there forever.
You know what else impressed me about Don Cooper, and I don't know him, I know you do, but you think about that story, and then remember when Samardzija was with the White Sox and he really struggled, and Don Cooper said, man, I feel bad that I couldn't figure it out with him. You know, it really bothered him.
Sure.
He did not like the fact that a pitcher just did not have a good year under him. And
But he's taken some pitchers that nobody would ever think could have success, and all of a sudden, under him, they do. But you're right about Samardzija, who had his rehab assignment the other day, and we're someplace in the minor leagues.
Getting a little closer
on the way back.
It kind of reminds you of a guy named Ray Searage out in Pittsburgh. The way, you know, he's sort of become the pitching whisperer, the reclamation guru, if you will. And I just think it speaks volumes for the men who do. I mean, you know, this game you can take work home with you. And it's good to see individuals have those restless nights thinking that they could have done a little more. You don't like people to go through that, but you know where their heart is.
so the first pitch from Avalon to Joyce is a breaking ball in the dirt. So Lucroy aboard. A's will try to take advantage of the leadoff walk. They did so in the 5th inning.
Yes,
Joyce got a leadoff walk and he scored. Sanchez, the third baseman, is in. Bunted. Abreu has it. Missed it. Avalon grabs it. Throws. Not in time as the ball was dropped by Moncada. So there was a couple different screw-ups there by the White Sox, and in the end, Moncada should have caught it, and he just missed it.
Well, yeah, it's a tough play here. You see Abreu comes in crashing, kicks off his glove. Pitcher not able to cut. Pitcher tries to come through with the throw, and Moncada doesn't anticipate. We talk a lot about anticipating the absolute worst throw possible as a position player or a pitcher covering a base, understanding there's game pressure on you here, but this is just a matter of Abreu making the throw before he actually had the ball.
So it goes as a sacrifice E3, and the A's are in business. 2 on, nobody out. Would they bunt again?
Well,
I'd like to see Marcus swing the bat, but you never know.
A lot of good things always happen with a bunt. But, you know, Abreu, if he were smart, he would have said, I'll take 1 out. Because he wasn't going to get the runner going to second base. Lucroy got a good jump, and he was doing the 360 trying to catch and throw before he had the ball. And if you look where Lucroy was when he did spin, start to throw, he had no chance to get him anyway. And, you know, instead of getting 1 sure out, he tried to go for the lead runner, and maybe being down 2-0 and not scoring a lot of runs, maybe trying to accomplish something that really was not able to be done.
Marcus Semien swings and misses at the first pitch from Avalon. Semien is 0 for 3. Pop out, ground out, strikeout. The outfield very shallow again. Lucroy at second, Joyce at first.
He got the corners pitching in, thinking of bunt, but opens up holes both on the left and the right side of the infield just to try to shoot a ball through.
Another off-speed pitch, looks like a changeup from Avalon, and he's thrown it back to back, and he's got 2 strikes.
Not really overpowering, but the changeup is a good pitch for him. The 2 and 4 seam fastball that he likes to throw, but the changeup, as he just proved, you do like our buddy down on the field named Dallas Braden, just keep throwing them, and I guarantee you, you're going to get swing and misses out of him.
You'll get 1.
I mean, it just, hitters just don't believe you're going to continue to throw the changeup.
And there's a line drive right field. Garcia plays it on a hop. They're going to hold Lucroy as Garcia has a good arm and he gets it in quickly. So on an 0-2 pitch, Marcus Semien with a base hit.
Now you tell me why he didn't throw another changeup.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, seriously. He throws him a fastball after 2 good changeups. Maybe it was a changeup.
It was the same miles per hour, but it almost looked like a curveball.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like it was harder. Maybe if it was, maybe the fact that Marcus Semien just made the adjustment and the pitch was not a good one.
13 outfield assists last year. He has a good arm, and again, he was playing shallow, so Garcia got it on 1 hop. So here's Lowry. Nobody out. And the fastball is inside.
We talked to 2 guys that you would love to have up in situations like this. One of them just got a knock and standing on first, Jed Lowry. The other man raking with runners in scoring position.
Remember Game 4 of the division series against the Tigers in 13. The reason there was a Game 5 because Garcia, with that strong arm, missed the ball. And the A's were able to score the winning run, take it to Game 5. He is the mini Miguel Cabrera. I'm Yisel Garcia.
So Lowry in a great spot. Bases loaded, ahead in the count, 2-0. He threw a 2-0 fastball at 89. Almost looked like he just took a little off. Lowry hit it right off the end of the bat. So 2-1 the count. Lowry has struck out, walked, and grounded out. He's looking for some insurance runs for that guy, Daniel Migden. Grounded to short. And it goes right through the legs of Anderson. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. The ball is still on the ground in left center field. And a huge mistake by the White Sox. And the A's score twice. It would have been a double play. And Anderson just missed it.
Yeah, you got to be an RBI. Can't anticipate a double play, but you're right. It should have been a double play. Should have been 1 run for the A's. But right through the wickets and in the outfield, even they maybe were shocked that the ball got through Anderson because they couldn't handle it either. I got it. No, you don't. But comedy of errors on this one, but the A's ended up scoring a couple with Lucroy coming in easily. Joyce behind him, wondering what was going on.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So it's 4-0, the A's lead, and it has been a disastrous inning defensively for the White Sox as Davis swings and misses. On that last play, there was obviously the error on Anderson, E6, but there was also an error on the left fielder, Lurie Garcia, and his error allowed Simeon to go from second to third. So 3 errors in the inning. This one grounded in the hole. Anderson has it. He fires to second for one, back to first, and they got him. Run comes in to score. Simeon crosses home plate to make it 5-0. But for Chris Davis, no RBI.
Well, you want to talk about a tough play here. Ranging to his right here, Tim Anderson might not be able to complete the throw over to first for Davis here off balance. Understands, you know what, I've got a shot here to get 2. Let's see what we can do. Another great turnover at second base. Just a great play all the way around.
And it all started with a walk, right?
Yes, it did. It's amazing how that happens. And trying to do too much on a sacrifice and routine ground ball. Instead of a double play, turns into 2 errors. But if you're playing a team, it's going to make mistakes. And to be honest, the A's made many mistakes the first 4 games of the season. They ended up losing 3 out of 4. And you think how many they could have won if they'd played solid defense. Tonight they are. The White Sox are not. And the A's are doing to the White Sox what the Angels did to the A's in those games in the early part of the season. Defense much better. Pitching's outstanding. Shaw and I yesterday. Daniel Mington tonight. Nice building off each other, trying to feed off each other and have success.
Mania was terrific yesterday in Seattle.
Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, raving about the changeup from Shaw Mania yesterday, how much it helped.
Olsen swings and misses, side retired. So good inning for the A's, bad inning for the White Sox defense. A's score 3 times and lead 5-0. So the A's leading 5-0 over the White Sox behind Daniel Migden, who's been sensational. Migden has retired 10 in a row. Last base runner was Wellington Castillo with a 2-out single in the 4th inning. Nothing since. Mark Wegner making sure everything's okay. Gets the gloves to keep his hands warm. And Migden pumps in a first pitch strike to Tim Anderson. Engel to follow, and then Moncada. 8-9-1 for the White Sox.
That's been part of the story for Migden tonight. Get ahead early, get ahead often.
And he went around 0-2, and that is the case. And he's just rolling along right now. He's got that nice rhythm that you see when guys are pitching well.
Yeah. Well, I just think if the hitter stayed in the batter's box, Migden could pitch very quickly. He doesn't waste any time at all. He gets on the mound.
Well, you know, something else I thought about here with the unfamiliarity of each other between the White Sox and Migden. Obviously, there's tape, there's video available, and for Migden to come out and completely alter his delivery in terms of the double pump, something that these guys haven't seen a lot of. You see here the single pump. It's a completely different look as far as timing. So 25 guys over on that other side, minus anywhere from, what, 12 pitchers or so, and you've got guys that are gearing their entire approach off these timing mechanisms that just aren't present tonight.
That one tapped toward Chapman. It's a nice hop. Fires across, and they just got Anderson.
Well, that's just one great defensive play, and we'll show you a few more that have occurred tonight. And it starts with a very good play. Chapman to his left. You watch Sanchez try to go to third base. A nice cool throw by Olsen over to Simeon, making the play. And this is probably one that really helped Daniel Migden because it saved a run. And then Matt Chapman to his left gets up and throws out Abreu. And how about Mark Kent again near the wall in right center, jumps, makes the catch, bangs against the wall. So all that combined, and you know, you can credit Daniel Migden, but also defense, and it all works hand in hand when you have a pitcher working quickly. And Daniel Migden has always done that, and defense playing spectacular baseball behind it.
2-0 the count now to Adam Engel, who has singled and struck out.
You know, watching Matt Chapman with Anderson, who can fly, you just see that he's got a little bit extra on the throw to be able to get him by half step.
And the fastball just a little high. Engel checked his swing, so 3-0. And there's a strike. How about this? White Sox have not scored a run in over 127 hours. Wow. That's why we're
that's funny. did they score last Thursday? Because that was our last game.
No, they didn't. Wednesday. Wednesday they scored, but Thursday they were shut out.
That's right. That's right. Minnesota shut them out.
The snow came. And that was an afternoon game, which adds to the to the graphic a little bit. Pop-up foul.
That's great.
127 hours.
Tell you what, guys, you could lose an arm. No help in 127 hours. It's been done before.
Yeah, they were stuck in their hotel rooms for 3 days. Payoff pitch coming to Engel, and it's hit toward left, and that'll get down for a hit.
A curveball, too. 3-2 curveball and a base hit.
So Adam Engel, who came in hitting 138, is 2 for 3.
We see there, Foss, the 3-2 curveball. And we talked about it earlier in the game, having the confidence to go to your off-speed 3-2 deeper into the count. Confidence in the ability to bounce this, knowing you got a backstop back there and Lucroy, who's going to do his job and corral it. So that's one Mingden would like to have back. He'd like to see that thing a little dirtier.
So 1 out base runner. Here's the top of the order, Moncada. Yasmero Petit just now starting to throw in the A's bullpen down the third base line. First pitch is a strike. 95 pitches for Mingden. In his first 3 starts, his pitch count 100, 82, and 87. Blocked by Lucroy. Takes a look down at first. Mariners still leading the Astros 2-1. That game in the top of the 9th inning. So the Mariners have their closer Diaz in, trying to wrap that one up. Moncada with a single, a sacrifice, and a strikeout. White Sox trying to figure out why Moncada is striking out so much. Coming into this game, 49 at-bats, 24 strikeouts. We know that guy.
Todd Stevenson. Trick.
Oh, Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
Foul.
Straight back. Trick can tell a story or two, huh, Dallas?
Oh, he ain't afraid. He'll get you going, no doubt. I had the opportunity to come up all the way through the system with Trick. He was our hitting coach in Vancouver, my manager in Stockton, manager again in AAA in Sacramento.
I start telling you a story and you just wonder. That's one of the greatest stories ever. Moncada strikes out for the second time.
Oh, that's the way he tells it, too.
Yep.
We talk about finding a groove here for Mingden.
That's a strike.
There you go. Kipe that breaking ball late in the count. Might have got away with one up in the zone there. Like to see that down a little more, but hey, you turn him into a window shopper. We'll take it.
Listen, got a shutout for 7 2/3. Swing the bat. Swing the bat, because if it doesn't go the pitcher's way, and again, go back to the Ingle base hit way back in the 3rd inning. He had him struck out 0-2, and he didn't get the call.
Here's Garcia. Garcia hits one very high, right center field. Canna's back, and in front of Piscotti, he makes the catch. Side retired. Runner left, bottom of the 8th coming up. A's leading the White Sox 5-0.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
All right, game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 0-5-3 for the White Sox, 5-5-0 for the A's. So 3 errors by the White Sox, and it helped the A's get those 3 runs in the 7th inning. Migden has been terrific. 8 shutout innings, right at 100 pitches. We'll see if he heads out for the 9th.
Oh, it's no doubt. I'd say yes.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It's Chris Volstad, his 2nd appearance. So he is pitcher number 4 for the White Sox. Facing Chapman, Canna, and Piscotty. Matt Chapman 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. So big night tomorrow night with the free game. Parking lots open at 12:30. We suggest you get here early, enjoy the parking lots, and taking public transportation is not a bad idea either. Coliseum will not look like that tomorrow night. Trust me, it's going to look significantly different. So it should be fun. Will they be up there?
Yes, they will. That's why the tarps have not been put on Mount Davis. The tarps have been off the 3rd deck. And so we shall see. But Kite, I would say to those who were fortunate to receive a ticket, the free ticket for tomorrow night, if you've never experienced a baseball game, there's your opportunity to come to the park, be a part of history, the 50th anniversary of the A's in Oakland.
And if you're on the fence about your fandom or about the game of baseball, it's days like tomorrow that will turn you into a lifelong fan.
That's right. Just like if you've never been to spring training and you go, every year you got to go.
Oh, yeah.
After one time. That's how special spring training. That's how special it will be to see a game for the first time. And indications are that some people who have received the tickets, many of the people have never seen an A's game before, so that would be a great experience. Food trucks. Food trucks, great food.
The gentleman who threw the first ever pitch for the A's in 1968 will throw out the first pitch tomorrow. Lou Kraus.
Right.
That's pretty cool. And a leadoff walk. 6th walk issued. And as I walked in today to work, a familiar looking tall blonde right-hander said hello, and it looked a lot like Trevor Cahill.
That's right.
I think it was him.
Got to see that old baby face in the clubhouse earlier today.
I just want to see him take the mound and have them play White Rabbit. That's all I care about. And I asked him, and we don't know. He's come up with another song in every pitcher. I mean, Ken LeGraven, Sweet Home Alabama, and you get. I mean, Trevor had a lot of success with White Rabbit. Stay with it, even though as long as he doesn't know the words.
So 1-0 to Canna, and he takes a strike. So Cahill is, the rumor has it that Cahill will pitch tomorrow night against Miguel Gonzalez.
That's a mean face with Trevor Cahill. That's not that baby face.
It doesn't work on him though at all.
No.
He's been growing all of that there on his face for about 32 years, or however long.
That's it. He's maxing out right there. Canna swings over top, and the count 1-2. Piscotty to follow. Canna tonight is 0 for 2. He walked in the 4th inning. Outfield shallow, pushed a little bit toward right field is Engel in center. That one's up the middle, left center field, and a base hit. Chapman hustles around second. He's going to third, and the A's have first and third. The throw comes in. It rolls all the way through, and it ends up the catcher, Castilla, who has to pick it up. How that happened, I have absolutely no idea.
Wow. And the center field is going to get an error, just trying to get the ball back into second base. Clean base hit. That's the good part. And then Matt Chapman hustling. What a speech. They're going to third base, and he just overthrew the ball. And Abreu tried to back up. Abreu goes to the plate with Castillo retrieving the ball. And Castillo's lucky that he didn't make a bad throw when he threw back to Abreu covering home.
So that is the fourth error on the White Sox.
It's an E8 unnecessarily.
So the infield comes in. Piscotty hits second and third, nobody out. And the first pitch is a ball. It all started with a walk.
You like that, don't you? You like that pattern. But it is true how often it does happen.
Piscotty has a double. He's 1 for 3. The double came back in the second inning. Piscotty now hitting .263 after what was a slow start for him. And that one just missed a little bit low. Volstad takes over for Farquhar, who took over for Avalon, who took over for Lopez. Grounded up the middle, base hit. So Chapman will score. Cannon will stop at third, and it's 6-0. Still nobody out.
And you know, Ken, we talked about the outfield playing shallow. Normally in a base hit like that, that's 2 runs batted in, but Matt Williams, because Engel's playing so shallow in center, he had to hold him up. A good swing by Piscotty, back up the middle with the infield drawn in, and if the throw is not overthrown going into second base, it's first and third, and maybe that ball is caught. But with the infield in, Piscotty able to get it through the infield, and another run batted in.
So give Piscotty his 8th RBI. And here's Lucroy. Infield stays in, so Lucroy with a chance to knock in a run. First pitch is a strike. It's a final in Seattle. The Mariners beat the Astros 2-1. It was Paxton over Keuchel. Nelson Cruz hit a home run.
Shock. He's got out of town just in time.
Yep.
He played Saturday and Sunday.
Volstad has it, and now he's going to have Canna in a rundown. He goes to the catcher, and they'll run Canna back, and he gets tagged, and that is the first out of the inning. So Volstad, once he grabbed it, he's got to kind of stay calm, and you want to turn the double play if you're Volstad, but you also don't want the runner to come in and score, so he went after the runner at third.
Well, it was back up the middle, and whether it would have been a double play, we did not know. But once he turned around and saw Mark Canna, so if it was going to be 2, Mark Canna, perhaps, if he had stayed at third, you know, it's just one of those tough plays, because I don't know that he would have turned 2, but the infield played in, figured they were going for the run at the plate.
So we got a pitching change. We'll be back.
Attention, please.
Olson with a fastball, center cut, and that was in the 4th inning. First run of the game scored by the Athletics by either team. White Sox have yet to score in not 128 hours. But Matt Olson with his 3rd home run of the season, a couple on fastballs and one on a curveball, and Matt Olson gave the A's an early lead. Great defensive play also. And the A's have added a few unearned runs, and yet another pitcher comes in.
And that would be Aaron Bummer, the lefty. Decent numbers to start. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. Bummer got to the big leagues for the first time last year, pitched in 30 games. So he is pitcher number 5. White Sox have 3 lefties in their bullpen. You saw Avalon. Here's Bummer, and they also have the veteran Hector Santiago, who's pitching out of that bullpen.
Well, a starter for Anaheim.
Joyce swings and misses.
Thinking back to the rundown with Bolstead and Castillo, they were able to keep both runners at first and second instead of Canna staying in the rundown long enough to let the 2 runners advance.
Joyce lays off in the count 1-2, make that 2-1. Matt Joyce has doubled, struck out, walked, reached on an error, scored a couple of runs. So he's done his job out of that leadoff spot. A's have 7 hits, but they have capitalized on 4 White Sox errors. Another one in this inning. They've also received 6 walks, and 3 of those walks have scored. So they've done a good job of taking advantage of the White Sox mistakes, whether it be in the field or on the mound. Count stays 2-2.
Also, the good news for the A's in the bullpen is quiet, which means after 1 out, usually the reliever who's coming in will get up and start throwing. But it is quiet as Petit has sat down, and perhaps the first, well, the last 2 outs. There's the first pitch hitting by Garcia, fly ball to center field, the strikeout. Daniel Mingden, oh, Mad Dog.
Not close.
William, his grandfather, probably would pass along the name Mad Dog to Daniel.
So a chance for a shutout for Mignon.
And that'd be great.
Three and 2 the count with Piscotti at second, Lucroy at first. And here's the pitch, and it's popped up. Shallow left field. It's going to be Larry Garcia who waits, and he grabs it. So Joyce is retired, 2 outs, and here comes Marcus Semien for his 5th at bat.
Now batting shortstop. Marcus
Semien singled and scored in that 3-run 7th inning. Staying warm, bundled up. It's that kind of night.
Check the phone, though. Got to check the phone just in case.
Never know. And that one rolls away from Castilla, but the runners decide to stay put. I like the baseball cap with the beanie over top.
Yep. Whatever you have to do to stay warm.
Yep. Some guys wear a beanie and then have the microphone over top. She's waving at us. Oh, well, yeah, we weren't talking about him, but that's what he's like to say. He looks like an offensive coordinator at Lambeau Field in December. Our good friend Vince Cotroneo. I tell you what, he wears that beanie pretty well.
That's right.
2-0 to Marcus Semien. And a check swing foul ball. Everything is final in the American League, a fairly light schedule, and of course more postponements today. No surprise there. The Orioles and the Red Sox, they were called off. The Royals and the Blue Jays were called off. The Cardinals and the Cubs were called off. So 3 more postponements today. There's a strike. So how about this, Ray? 24 postponements this year so far, and this is day 19 of the season.
And it's going to start a day earlier next year.
Don't know if that's necessarily the right way to go.
Hey, the players wanted those extra days off, man.
Yeah.
Actually, the Blue Jays game in Toronto. Well, they got a dome, right? What the heck happened? But something happened with the roof.
Yeah, I believe a sheet of ice.
A giant chunk of ice messed up the roof, and there was some damage done, and they had to call the game off. That's the way it's going this year for baseball and the weather. Even when there's a dome, something happens. Oh, man.
Remember when the panels fell at the Kingdome?
That's right.
And actually, I think at the Metrodome, they had an inflatable or some sort of a roof that got too heavy with snow and it collapsed.
Sure. Yep. Not surprised there. So 3-2. Do it again. Piscotty and Lucroy will take off. And it's not close. So another walk. That's 7 walks now. So Lowry's going to get a chance to hit. Lowry picked up an RBI in the 7th inning. He hit that ball that went right through the legs of Tim Anderson. It would have been a double play. Anderson just missed it. So Lowry got an RBI, his 15th of the year.
I know one of the things to think about here is this extended inning, pitching changes. You wonder about the starting pitcher, Mingden, whether or not he's moving around, keeping himself warm. You can see there, intently focused.
Up the middle, and that's a base hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. The ball's rolling around again on the infield. And it is now 8-0, the A's lead. And Jed Lowry says, thank you. I like that last at bat. Gives me a couple more RBIs.
Well, that's what, not giving away an at bat and taking advantage of an opportunity, just like you said, and that's exactly what Jed did. Get the bases loaded, and for Jed Lowry, 16 runs batted in, counting these 2. Actually make it 17 because he got one on the ground ball to short that could not assume a double play. So Jed Lowry off to a great season on this, the 16th day of April.
Chris Davis has an RBI. He doubled in a run in the 5th. So 3 runs in the 7th and 3 more here in the 8th to really blow the game open. It was 2-0 after 6.
It isn't amazing. Lopez comes out of the game and all these runs.
Yep, he was good.
Yes, he was. So Bob Melvin doesn't have to worry about anything. The pitch count is okay for Daniel Mingden, and still say there's adrenaline that's entering, and it's for Daniel Mingden. Well, just reaching the ball and just making it that much harder for Castillo, who's inside. Reached not really an outstanding block attempt as he tried to just snatch the ball backhanded.
So the count 2-1, 2 more RBIs out there for Chris Davis. There's a strike, a little off the plate, but Bummer gets the call from Mike DeMiro to even the count at 2-2. A's bullpen is quiet. Chris Davis 1 for 3. You reach for that one, pokes it foul, just up above the White Sox bullpen, then it rattles down all the way to the field. You all right? Yep.
And this right here is just a conversation because of this long inning that we've had. You see Bruce Maxwell looking up there. Come on, Emo, he's good. Got the jacket on.
Sanchez, long throw across, and it's in time. And the inning comes to a close. The A's score 3 more times. Migden's ready to go. He's looking for his second career shutout. Story right now, Daniel Migden. We saw him get his first career shutout in Philadelphia last year. He's trying to get his second right here at the Coliseum against the White Sox. He's been terrific, 6 strikeouts, and you see the pitch count right at 100 as he faces Jose Abreu. First pitch is a little bit inside. Yusmeiro Petit is warming up.
His name is Justin. Let's hope it's just in case he's not needed.
Yep, he's ready. And you wonder, I mean, is it hey, if somebody gets on, see will Bob Melvin give him 2 hitters? We'll see.
I'd let him finish it.
Abreu is 0 for 3.
Managers always get nervous anytime you get to that magical 100-pitch mark, but again, I think it's adrenaline. And when we interviewed Daniel Migden after the game on the 15th of September, he was exhausted, but in the 9th inning, he wasn't.
Good pitch there, fastball 90 miles an hour, but just a little bit in on Abreu, and looks like he got tied up just a little bit.
Like that location by Migden late in the game. Cold tonight. Let's see if we can beat him to a spot again.
Kicks and deals, 2-2 pitch. Foul that. ...105 pitches.
You never think you'd see a pitching coach and a manager nervous in an 8-0 lead going in the 9th inning. Yeah, but you know it's all about the pitch count, and it's a decision.
Center field, Canna's back, still going back. It's over his head and it's gone.
And that just might be the kicker right there.
So Jose Abreu hits his 4th home run of the year, and the White Sox are on the board.
Here comes Bob Melvin. And a nice ovation from this crowd will erupt.
So a walk Bob Melvin did not want to have, but he does here. And Daniel Migden, sensational tonight. He'll get a nice ovation and very well deserved. So Petit coming in.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitch.
Gives up the home run to Abreu, so he will not get his second career shutout, but those numbers tell you he was pretty darn good. And a chance for his first win here at the Coliseum. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It's Yusmeiro Petit for appearance number 10. So he's pitching in his 10th game, and this is the A's 17th game. So 1-1 the count to Matt Davidson. Davidson a walk, a strikeout, and then robbed of a hit by Canna in center field. Good pitch there.
Swinging A's and the handlebar mustache, and Daniel Migden walked off the mound. Guys wanted to give him high fives. He was upset. He wanted the complete game. He wanted the shutout, but it did not happen. And Bob Melvin, immediately as soon as the ball left the yard, went out to bring in Petit.
So Davidson strikes out. Let's take a look at the home run. See where the pitch was. He got the count full.
Yeah. And it just right down the middle. And basically, can't go wrong with that. He challenged him. And Abreu, a very strong hitter, in one similar to Chris Davis, who does not necessarily have to pull the ball to hit a home run. That kind of power. But a brilliant outing, and I'm sure folks down in Houston watching this game, his parents and his grandfather, they're all very happy with the outcome of this game so far, especially with Daniel Migden.
So Migden will next take the mound this weekend against the White Sox, or I mean against the Red Sox, excuse me. So it'll be a good challenge for him against a good Red Sox team.
And then the next start will come in his hometown, Houston. After the Sunday, the A's will go to play the Rangers and the Astros.
This is Leury Garcia, who came into the game a couple innings ago in left field. So his first at bat. He's a switch hitter. Leury Garcia. Last year they had started a game with all three outfielders for the White Sox had the last name of Garcia.
And the other team to do that, San Francisco Giants,
right,
with the Alous.
Yep. I think they did that just one time, though, didn't they lose?
And I want to say all three played for the A's at one time. Different times.
You may be right.
Played for them. No, his teammates with Jesus.
Olsen to Petit, and just in time to get Garcia, another speedy White Sox runner. So 2 away here in the top of the 9th. A's trying to wrap up their 7th win of the year and get this homestand started on a good note. 2 more against the White Sox and then the 3 against Boston. Off day on Thursday for the A's.
Correction, pinch hitting, number 38, Omar Narvaez.
Omar Narvaez is going to hit for Castillo. The backup catcher, Narvaez. First pitch is in for a strike.
You know, this is a lot of fun coming off the bench to, hey, grab a bat. Go up and pinch hit the top of the 9th inning.
40 degrees.
Sitting there freezing for almost 3 hours, and got to go up there and try to put a great effort on this AB.
Thanks a lot. So 0-2 to Narvaez. Missed his down and in from Yosmero Petit. Well, yesterday, Sean Manaea pitches deep into the game. Tonight, Migden pitches deep in the game. You got an off day Thursday, so all of a sudden your bullpen is rested. It's a beautiful thing when your starters go deep.
Yeah, trying an inning in the 3rd yesterday. A lot of sliders and strike 3.
So Petit strikes out Narvaez, the final hitter of the game, and the A's indeed get this homestand started on a winning note. Terrific performance by that young man, Daniel Migden, as he gets his 2nd win of the year and his 1st ever win here at the Coliseum. So all A's tonight in game 1 of this series. The final score, the Athletics over the White Sox by a final score of 8-1. Coming up after the break, it's A's post-game live from right here at the ballpark. Stick around.